Keean Bexte here with Juno News. I have a story to share with you today that is rather alarming, and I didn't think that I would be covering it today. Instead of covering the much bigger story that I have coming down the pipeline later this week, I was approaching Thomas Keeper, the Liberal candidate for Calgary Confederation, a toss-up riding that Mark Carney and the Liberals could easily win in Calgary if polling stays consistent. I had questions to ask Thomas Keeper about his past, about his relationships with acquaintances and friends, serious allegations about Thomas Keeper that I needed to get his side of the story on. I texted him, I called him, I emailed him, and I approached him outside of his campaign office, where I had an envelope of the questions to hand him.
Mr. Keeper, Thomas. Hi, Thomas. I just have some questions to ask you. We just have some questions to ask you. Hi, Mr. Keeper. Okay, great. Thank you.
No. Sorry. Carly, come in.
I need my dog. Sorry.
We just have some questions to ask you.
This happens from time to time. Politicians don't want to answer tough questions, especially when they're prickly, especially in the middle of an election campaign. I understand that. This story is so important, so explosive, that I am required, obligated as a journalist to responsibly communicate this story with the subject, Thomas Keeper, and get his side of the story. I was shocked when he called the police on me after that interaction that you just saw. The police approached me and they asked me if anything happened, if I got physical. I said, no, of course not.
At any time, was there any physical contact or anything like that?
No.
Any threats?
No, not to me. No.
Okay.
Or to him, obviously.
Yeah, just the nature of the interaction is just you asking him for some questions. Stuff.
Yeah.
They went inside to speak with Thomas Keeper himself, the Liberal candidate, and I decided to go across the street, keep things calm, and wait for the police to come out, and I presumed they want to chat with me again. I was right. They did want to chat again to inform me that Thomas Keeper would be seeking a restraining order against me, a journalist, because I got physical with him.
They may seek a restraining order. If the restraining order gets granted, there may be a clause in there with no communication. Just be careful.
Okay.
You'll get served a copy of it before it is.
Okay.
So I heard your side of the story. I heard his side of the story. I guess he's claiming you went in and came in kind of hot and made physical contact with him.
What?
Now, you've seen the video yourself. You know that I didn't get physical with Thomas Keeper. I didn't assault him. I didn't punch him. I didn't attack him. But he told the police that I got physical with him. And that was justification for telling those officers that he would be getting a restraining order against me, applying to a judge and lying to that judge about the basis of why he was doing that. It's outrageous. And I need to show this to you right now, everything that happened, so that you can see for yourself that Thomas Keeper is lying. I didn't get physical with him, and we're going to still publish our story about him, whether he responds to us or not. I hope that he does, because I want this story that we're publishing later this week to be well-rounded, to be fair, and to get the truth out there. It's important, especially in a toss-up riding like Calgary Confederation. Thomas Keeper, if he wants to become a member of Parliament, owes it to the people to be honest about his past and about what happened today. I didn't assault him. I didn't get physical with him. And telling the police that a journalist did do that as justification for a restraining order so that you don't have to answer questions is outrageous behavior for a public official. For the Countersignal and Juno News, I'm Keean Bexte. Stay tuned. We'll have more to come.